lunches that we are going to have signups for probably Friday, Monday, and Tuesday, but then during finals we can't, and then we'll have signups again another Wednesday. So if you during finals, if you ever want to come in here and get the list and see if you can talk to some of your friends and get them signed up and see where we have people. So if you could do that for us, it would be awesome to try to get all these people signed up and everything. We'll get announcements in, and I will get Shutterfly. They're not in there right now, but I will get for sure the blood drive lunch. Remember, for the 4A lunch, did they call it 5A lunch or 4B lunch?
4A, 5A, 5B.
Yeah. All right. So there's 4A, 5A, and then 5B. Those are what they call the first, second, and third lunch. So we'll get those out there for those people at here to be able to do that. So if you can, it'd be really great. Again, if you're not having the lunch signups, come and grab the list.
All right. I got a few things left in here. You can look through it. One of them is a walk-in sheet. It's nice to have at the registration desk. Usually, with the blood drive like this, we're going to be full, but anybody who comes to walk in, because some people get interested, especially when they see their friends donate, they'll maybe think they want to give it a try, or they hear other people doing it, they'll give it a try. They'll stop by and say, do you guys have any open spots? Usually what we do is, if we don't have any open spots we can fit them into, what we do is put their name down, kind of on that backup list I was talking about, and we can give them a call if somebody drops out or doesn't show up to donate. So you can look at that list, but usually at high schools the walk-in protocol works a little bit different. There's another sheet in here that talks about our fast track ticket. What donors can do to save time on their donation is to actually, the health history questionnaire I was talking about beforehand is about 49 questions long. It takes about 5-10 minutes to get through, but donors can actually do that before the blood drive. If they go on our website, unitedbloodservices.org, it'll be right on the front page in a blue box that says health history questionnaire. If they can click on that, they don't need to be a current blood donor. If they've never donated before, they can still do it. They just go through all the questions. When they get to the end, they get a sheet that's called a fast track ticket. They print that off and they bring it with to the blood drive. And the text, they'll just scan the barcode that's on there, and all the questions will be answered instantly. It saves them quite a bit of time, and your teachers like to make this process as fast as possible because they complain to me about it. So if you see especially if you see anybody, messing around the refreshment area, if you know it's been over there 15 minutes, they need to get back to class, just let them know they need to get back, because otherwise I hear about it and I don't feel like getting in trouble. But you can have them do that fast track ticket, helps them save time. If they don't have access to a printer, they can actually, who here doesn't have a smartphone? Really? Wow. Everybody else that has a smartphone, they can actually do this on their smartphone. They get to the end, the fast track ticket will pop up. They take a screenshot of that barcode, or if they just leave it up in their browser, they can show that to the tech, and the tech can actually scan it from their phone and do it that way, so they don't need to print anything off and bring it away. It usually makes the process a little bit quicker, and keeps everybody from getting backed up and waiting. And then the last one in there is the instructions on how to use eDonor, on how to sign donors up. Once they've committed to an appointment, you can put them online. There's directions on there. I don't know, Ms. Walker, you want to take a look at that? I can help you out with any questions. We may try to make it as easy as possible, as user-friendly as possible. But if there are any questions, I'm always free to talk and help you guys out. So, do you have a question?
Yes.
Yeah.
The health question, is that like right after you sign up or the day of?
The day of the blood drive.
Okay.
I forgot to mention, the only catch to that fast track ticket I was talking about, you can only fill that out the day of the blood drive because it asks the question, are you feeling well and healthy today? So after 4 a.m. on the day of the blood drive, you can fill it out and bring it with to the drive or do it on your phone. I know some people, if they get bored in class, they actually do it in class right before they come. I'm not advocating that.
No.
I'm not advocating that. I'm just saying it's been done. And again, I want to thank you guys so much for taking on this blood drive, especially in the month of January. You guys are helping us out a lot because there's not a lot of places we can go in town to find a big group of donors at one time. So thank you so much. I know that some of you think I just say this because it's my job, but when I was in high school, my dad went through a kidney transplant and he ended up having to use a few units of blood. So my family's been on the other end in the hospital. Just for you guys donating and finding donors, you really are heroes in helping people who are in need in the hospitals. They have to rely on people like you to find blood donors. Blood can only come from volunteers. It can't be paid. Nobody can be paid to donate blood. So thank you again for everything you guys do. We really appreciate it. I know the patients, they're not here, but they really appreciate it. So thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions about the blood drive that I can answer right now? Anybody, something? Yeah.
A lot of people I know like chicken out when they know. Does it hurt to get the needle stuck in there?
The people get worried about needles. You hear people, they always say they're scared of needles. It's not really the needle that hurts. We do a 30-second alcohol swab on your arm to make sure it's sterile. Usually when they feel a pinch, when they get stuck with the needle, it's actually the alcohol that makes it hurt. But it's only, if you think about it, if you hold your arm out, and the bend of your arm is where we stick the needle. If you pinch yourself for a fraction of a second, that's what it feels like. Once the needle's in there, you don't feel it anymore. Usually they check your hemoglobin and they put a little thing on it. This is the part that I hate the most. It's the most painful. They clip your tip of your finger and they squeeze so the blood comes out. They get a drop of blood to test your hemoglobin. That's the part that I hate the most. The needle doesn't even bother me anymore. So even if you ask people who donated blood before, they'll tell you it's the prick on your finger that hurts and it's not the actual donation.
Yeah, don't tell them. Just tell them everything feels fine.
Everything feels
Everything
fine.
is roses and bubble gum.
Everything isn't that bad.
No, it's not that bad. It's a little pinch on your fingertip. The actual if you were wondering, the actual donation process, for most people, it takes less than 10 minutes to actually donate blood. The whole process, to get in the blood drive, out the blood drive is about 45 minutes to an hour, just because of the questionnaire beforehand and asking you to wait 15 minutes after you donate. If you're donating for 12 minutes, that's actually considered a long time. So usually I tell donors the actual donation itself will be between 7 and 12 minutes. I've done it in less than 7 minutes. So, people get worried about the needle. It's not even in their arm that long. So, any other questions? Yeah.
I've heard like people faint and everything after the donation. Does that happen?
Usually when that happens, it's because they donated on an empty stomach or they weren't hydrated. That's why I always tell donors, make sure you have a good meal, drink lots of water before you donate, because it'll just make the donation process a lot more easy. They usually sometimes don't listen to that rule. So if you see something like that happen, it doesn't happen very often either. It does happen, but our techs are right there. They take care of you. They make sure you're fine. It's not anything bad. So just always remember to remind donors to drink lots of water, be hydrated. You can even tell them, if you're really hydrated, it makes your veins stick out a little bit more, makes it easier for the stick too. But also have a good meal. And then we have everything for anybody to eat afterward and drink fluids. So, is everybody in here going to donate? Or who here's not 16? Not everybody.
I'm not.
But I always tell donors, people say they're scared of it, but they've never done it. Even if they're scared of it, I always encourage somebody, give it a try. Just one time, just to see what it's like. And if you don't like it, then fine. At least you can say you tried, and the worst thing that happens is you save somebody's life. So, any other questions? And the number one reason people say they don't donate, it's not because of needles. That's the number 2 reason. The number 1 reason people say they don't donate is because they've never directly been asked to donate. So that's why it's important to ask everybody to donate, because that's actually the number 1 reason why most people don't donate. Nobody's ever asked them to.
Ask your teachers if they'll let you ask in class, because that's something I would let my students ask each other in class. You bet.
Yeah.
If you don't start feeling good, like while the donation is going, can you ask them to stop or something?
Yep, that's fine. You're only in the chair for less than 10 minutes, so if you don't feel fine, it's usually refreshment.
And especially here, I don't know, 'cause I stepped out for that few minutes. Don't forget to tell them if they ask you, I already donated this fall, can I donate still? He actually set it up so that they can, those that donated in the fall can donate again. And then there's gonna be another blood drive in the spring, and that they will be able to donate one more time.
Yep.
Here, so this will not stop them from donating at anything.
This is a nice one for anybody who's in track or anything like that can't donate in the fall. Maybe they're in a sport in the, or have a sport in the fall and have a sport in the spring. Maybe it's nice if they don't have a sport during the winter months, maybe they can sneak a donation in.
Football
But
and
yeah.
track, guys, football and track.
If donors did what we call a double donation, a 2 RBC from the first blood drive, they won't be able to donate, but I think that was less than 10 donors. So you don't need to worry about that. Anybody who donated a whole blood donation from the last blood drive is eligible for this one. Yeah.
How long until you can drive? Because a lot
Drive?
of people drive
Up
to school, so how long until?
As long as, after 15 minutes after you donate.
Okay.
Yeah. As long as you're feeling fine after 15 minutes, we let you go. You're free to do as you please. They suggest not doing any strenuous activity, especially with the arm that you donate with. But, I mean, that's usually lifting heavy objects and stuff like that. You're free to drive after donating.
How much blood do you take?
For a whole blood donation, which is the most common, it's almost a pint of blood. So if you think of the little milk cartons that I think that they still have, 2 of those is about how much blood we take. Any other questions? Here to answer anything about blood. No, not that interested in blood. All right. Thank you so much for letting me come talk to you guys. I really appreciate it. I'll leave this folder for you guys too, so.
And when I made it, I accidentally made way too many sign-up sheets, but just know it's the sign-up sheets for January before January 19th. I'm slowly deleting all the other ones. If you're on Shutterfly, I already put it on there.
There's never too many sign-up sheets.
It has every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Monday from now until April.
Oh, wow.
So,
Oh, that's too many.
that's too many.
I'm gonna just correct and say that's too many.
My silver smile is getting to meet you guys and hoping that you do a great job. I know you guys